No, but this is hilarious. My username is I attack, you resign. His name is I defend, you resign. You know, it doesn't quite say it, but like, what? What are the chances? I attack, you resign. I defend, you resign. This is going to be a close match here. All hands on deck for this one. We're made for one another.
I think it's actually I defend our Dino.
Well, I hope he doesn't defend it. This is quite something.
I defend though you resign.
So I'm attacking, and he's supposed to resign, but he's defending and I'm supposed to resign. This really is a match made in heaven here. Let's see who's successful. Can we do this? I guess it would be nice to take this first, but Queen A4, we still have that. The problem is knight takes E5, and then this, but then we could take. Why not castle here? Hey, nice, you see? A little move there. He did see the idea of winning the bishop, so credit to him for that one. Because I'm not really trying to castle this way, assuming that he might castle that way as well. That's not really the point here. Let's maybe take this. Just develop. I don't really care about this pawn, so I'd be happy to allow it. Knight d4, I actually want to encourage. I'll go back, and then I'd love to have this trade, and my bishop is perfect there, so this is a move, strangely, that I'm actually encouraging. Because now there's a threat. He goes here, it's like, who's attacking? Are you attacking me? Feels like I'm defending. I think we have this backwards. So in order to keep up the attack, I'm gonna have to go here or something. Castle, like, just give him this. Like, I think that's gonna have to be how we do things here. Just to keep appearances up. I'm risking it all here, man. Don't make me regret this. This guy's not defending. I'm not attacking. Our knight's gonna jump to e4. That seems like it's gonna happen regardless. Maybe he could take on f6, but yeah, I think for the most part, knight takes a7, I would definitely expect here. But he's gonna go back. That's not really the way to follow up knight b5. I feel like you have to just continue. Now we'll jump in here with the knight. Like, we don't care about this. Probably helps us attack. I think I'm just gonna go here. Just want to see what he's up to. I assume he's going to castle, but let's wait and see. Even though we're playing attacking chess, yes, I still have time for moves like this. f3, I think you guys basically already know my answer to a move like f3. We're just going to immediately jump in with the queen. Knight f2 should take some material already. Okay. And the king's kind of in the middle here, so it's a little bit of a unique attack. Like, we're not attacking a castled king, for example, but we're still going to be able to do quite well here. I could go queen g5, but I'm going to jump in like this. It looks like it attacks the most stuff. here, I think we'll go for f5 to continue to open the position. He just changed his profile picture. Are you talking about this guy? This guy just changed his avatar mid-game to a Pepe in a suit. It's kind of a flex, I'm not gonna lie. That's a little frightening. All right, Mr. Defendo. What are we gonna do with you? Well, let's start with the obvious move. Now here he's gonna try to run away with King B3, but I'm not really sure what we can do about that. I think I'm just gonna continue. I mean, this looks like a nice check. I was gonna say he kind of has to go there. I guess he doesn't. He can do this one. Yeah, I think we probably just have to take. I'm attacking and he's defending. Let's start with a check. Keep the queen alive. Just for the moment. I'll probably go for something like a6. His knight doesn't have a lot of like really good squares. See where he wants to put the king. King back feels very, very normal, but might be slightly uncomfortable just because of this. So yeah, he's gonna take. Shout out to him. Taking to make sure he doesn't hang things. Like, color me impressed for sure. Let's bring our rook down. Try to take some squares so that we can maybe deliver a mate here. Like queen f1. That looks kind of nice. Because king b1 doesn't really get out of it, so you kind of have to, like, guess do something like that. He's gonna do it. All right, let's remove the knight. Been saying for a while how much I think that thing has to go. Let's take. We have everything cut off here. At this point, I feel like cleaning up the pawns is the way to go, but I'm gonna go for this check. Okay, let's go for another check. Wow. You really understand something. It's quite impressive. Quite impressive. All right, we'll have to trade the queens and operate on the light squares. I expect this. And we'll probably do this and this. We have to be mindful. So I guess we remove this one. Put the king on a light square. Something tells me this guy is definitely going to have some speed. Make sure to operate on the light squares here. Yeah, something tells me, you know, this account, what are the chances? Something told me he was gonna have some speed to him. Just had a feeling. You know, he wasn't, there was no way it was gonna get down to the end and he'd be slow. Just, yeah, definitely a good player in there somewhere. I defendo, you resigno. What are the chances? Joined 1 hour ago. just amazing. He was really putting up some resistance there. I was like, huh, quite impressive. Putting up some resistance, but nope. He, joined an hour ago. Tough. Must be a coincidence. Pepe avatar, same opposite username here. My goodness. The guy became a diamond member just for this. A diamond member. No way. No way. Yeah, just remarkable to see the abilities here. You know, when it was immediately questionable, first of all, you know it's not a 500 on move 1. He played c4. 500s can't even speak English, let alone play it. So it was clear already that there was something up here. So c4, we already knew. I mean, this opening already is quite something. And then we got Buddy playing queen a4 check, like he's catching me in a tactic or something. Like queen a4, spotting the possibility of doing something like this. I was like, huh? What am I looking at here? This was too much already. And then, of course, the username. Oh, what are the chances? What are the chances? Well, a great struggle there. Our push in the 500s has been tricky. Right? We're on to the next one. And we get the white pieces, so always loving an e4, e5 position. Let's go for d4. See if we can open things up right away. Always like these because black tends to castle this way. And knight there, e5. Already he might be in some trouble. Yeah, he's gonna have to go back. I guess we could go here. Just develop, probably get castled. His bishop can't really develop anywhere that great, bishop e7, but the knight kind of needs that square too. He's gonna go b6. Be nice to have already our bishop on this square, but here, rook e8. Yeah, I feel like here he's probably gonna go that move. So let's just play this, and then bishop f4. Just gonna get, oh no, he's gonna push my queen to that square. That's just not correct. Yeah, now his rook's attacked, so I assume he's gonna react to that. He doesn't. He does actually see this as a threat, but after bishop takes h6, he's going to have to defend it again, this being the only move. But if he played knight h6, I think he knows that needed protection, so I actually think he's going to play it. Yep, not surprised. Not surprised. Well, let's go ahead and take this. If he takes our bishop now, we'll take here, and we should be able to win the queen on d8. He can definitely take here with the check. We'll bring this bishop back to defend, and then he's stuck with this bishop hanging. Alright. Well, this certainly looks like a long castle moment. Obviously, there are very direct ways we could just immediately look to punish, but castling is just, this is always going to be a good idea. It's a great way to attack. Alright. Now that we're castled, what is going to be the quickest way to go for mate? This only has one answer, and it's that. And then we can bring the knight in, and yeah, I don't see a way that he stops mate here. I really don't. Now that he's played bishop e7, he's kind of trapped his own king in, so this will be checkmating 1. Yeah, it should be tough. He can also move his bishop so that like he has space to move his king, but my rook's hitting d7, so there will be a checkmate to follow there for sure. Well, I think you all know what needs to be done here. That's a check, and very forcing. No other moves available. So he literally has to return to the square he was just on, which means that our threat, King C8, will now work. He's probably looking for another square to put it on, but it's just not there. This is needed, and then queen takes bishop will be made. But again, you know, I've mobilized all my pieces. I'm castled. Like, I'm up a lot of material. GG, my fellow Canadian. Yeah, I like the Scotch because just a nice way to get castled on opposite sides there. Or at least get a pretty open position, easy to attack. All right, e4. I'll go with e5. Okay, he goes for bishop b5. A little bit different, a little bit interesting. Which line are we gonna go for here? G6. He's gonna castle. I'll go here. Probably knight e7 and go for a position where we can launch the pawns a little bit here. I'm gonna see where he wants to go. I think we'll just do this anyway, but yeah, probably a6. This square is always one that they can make use of, so we're gonna play h6. Allows us to maybe play that a little bit easier. Takes, 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 takes. We love to see all that. Might go c4. I think we'll bother the bishop there. And yeah, at this point, knight takes is a fantastic move. But I'm also looking at this as an idea. You can follow up with d4, which is why I think I'm probably going to pass and keep it simple with knight c6. But pawn takes does look tempting. But objectively, if he plays d4 after that, my position is not great. So I will take with the knight. Try to play properly here. Queen d7 and castle can happen, and then we might get our first genuine game of opposite side castling. So let's wait and see. I think he's threatening this. I'm not a huge fan of it. So I think I might do this one first. Can't really take that, so okay, well, it does, but as I said, you can't really do it. Okay, and let's go probably just here. Want to get our long castle ready. We're gonna have good pressure on g2 here. Even bishop takes f3 is kind of an idea. Knight d4, I mean, you just gotta credit where credit's due, right? Bishop takes, or sorry, pawn takes, bishop takes is what he wants. It's a nice idea. It doesn't really work in the sense that I don't have to fall into it. In fact, there, bishop g5, I suppose, is a little bit more accurate to not allow knight e5. But yeah, the thing with a move like this is I don't have to allow it, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with not just knight takes. He's gonna grab it with the bishop because it's pinned. And then I'm just gonna sidestep to grab this pawn and threaten checkmate, which he is going to miss. That's going to be GG. So I still didn't get the castle long there. Good game there. That was a little bit, yeah, more of a balanced game. I decided to go for G6 bishop there because then you get these nice attacking positions where you can play F5 and, you know, really steamroll the pawns. So I was planning to castle this way, yeah. That was the plan. Up to 536. Let's keep going. E4. I mean, you're not going to catch me doing something different. If we're doing this, well, you know I'm going to take it. I'm concerned for him at this point because I mean, does he not know what's going on here? He's 500, so it's quite possible he doesn't. He goes knight here, and we're already just going to be up. Yeah, just up material in the position. So I'm going to take. Yeah, that's just a free knight for us. Okay, play d4. Bishop d3, like, after he castles, of course, always feels nice to make that threat, but if I'm really thinking about the best move here, and knowing that we want a castle over here, I think I'm probably just going to go for this and then bishop e3. So yeah, I think he probably would have blunder to mate there, but I guess I'm trying to keep this alive. We want a long castle. Okay, we're up a piece, so it's not going to be a full representation of how an attack might look, because it's obviously easier to attack when you're up material. I'll take that. This one I probably won't take. I mean, it's fine too, but I don't feel the need to open a line against my king, so let's just start the attack in the most simple way possible. H pawn up the board. If we get all the way up the board, we have mate on g7, so yeah, this looks pretty straightforward. This is pinned, so I can't really do anything there. He can go queen f6, but queen f6 is an example where if you don't trade queens there, you're crazy. You're up a piece. There's no attack that's worth just like not trading queens in that spot. As I said, I have a pretty basic idea. Oh no, what is he doing? Not that move. I don't think that's gonna be it. So we can go h6, but yeah, pawn takes is also looking tempting. I think I'm going to start with f3. Not the first selection for most people, but I want this bishop to sort of pick and choose a square first. Okay, he just goes up with rook e5, literally hanging that bishop, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. My goodness, this guy's hanging a lot. A lot of material down the drain here. Okay, it's a nice try to take that bishop, but unfortunately, I can even go back here. Now he's offering the queen. And let's get that bishop in there, and we should be able to deliver a checkmate to the guy. Yeah, even though this is a way to do it with checks only, technically this is the faster mate because it can be pre-moved. That was a lot of hanging pieces there. He definitely lasted a bunch of moves, but he dropped a piece right in the opening, so... wasn't actually that competitive just because of this situation. I mean, Petrov is another opening I would never recommend to a beginner chess player. Not the right kind of thing to be learning. But even if he played it properly, I would play knight here and yeah, look to castle this way and maybe launch a kingside attack here. All right, let's see if he's here. He is here. Try a Sicilian, see what he wants to do. Okay, yeah, he does do this. A lot of people do. Very common setup. Play b5. A lot of people hang the bishop here. He is a lot of people. When they did the statistics, polled the nation, and wanted to know who would hang their bishop here, they found out the majority of people did. He was in the majority. I think I'm gonna go here just to defend the pawn there, but even if I lose it, I'm not really too choked up about it. I'm more focused on getting my pieces out, but I know I want my queen there. So much so that I might not even take this because it opens up the c file. So yeah, I'm gonna let him have this pawn. Let's get that knight in, and after h3, most likely h5. It's also really nice to do stuff like this when you're up material, right? Like I'm up material right now. So I know that I could play h5 and potentially lose a knight, and then we'd just be even. It's a nice move. I think I'm going to continue like this. Just a couple threats here. g5 is not quite working, but it's in the air. It's in the air. We go here, the knight will come back. We'll bring the knight in. Bring the bishop in. f2 is certainly a target here. It's what I'm eyeballing. Yeah, there definitely appears to be something here. So I'm gonna play g5 because I think he has to take it, and then I might just play rook g8. Basically increasing the pressure. And if queen h7 takes queen h8, we have bishop f8, which is also can play king e7, but it's nice to notice things like that. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of moves here. I mean, am I calculating every single move? Absolutely not. But I've got a few on my mind. So knight f3, knight f2, queen c6. Because as soon as I move this knight, then I'll be threatening f2. So trying to make something work with that. But really, I want this knight to disappear. Once that knight goes, then g2 is weak. And I feel like things really flow from that position. We need a way to make that work. I think we're just gonna go for the standard. Knight takes f2 here. Knight f5 will be a check afterwards, and then the h4 knight should fall. g2 should then fall. Plus, it's generally just tough to deal with this check. Bishop e3 is not really the move you want to make. Just go ahead and take this. G3 needs to happen. Knight G2 here actually caught my eye. Kind of a funny looking move, but on my mind because knight takes f4 is good. We could also play this, but I actually really like knight G2. And then my rook will be able to get in. And if not, then maybe the e-pawn will fall. So yeah, let's go ahead and grab this. The rook should be able to get involved. I still have these bishops that are like doing quite a lot from where they are. And at this point, like this is exactly where my next move is probably just going to be castle. I'm not sure that I need to overdo it. Depends where he puts the king. Maybe I have some easy ways to continue the attack. But yeah, for example here, like just castling seems absolutely easiest. Because he's got his king in front of his two rooks in terms of the first rank. So these guys are just never going to play a role defensively. Knight here, I mean, queen here forces it to go back, but there's also not a lot being threatened with this move. Like, takes, I'm actually very happy to see. So just going to continue with adding the pressure. If he wants to take our bishop, we'll take straight back, and then our queen is even ready to get in. He's got so many pieces that are just not participating. So I'm going to try to avoid moves like when you're attacking, you want to, like, if you have the king in a good spot, you want to bring in pieces to mate. So for example here, he just hung his queen, so it'll be a nice easy victory, but my next move here probably wouldn't have been like check, because the king's going to run. My next move probably would have been either queen in or simply rook takes h2, threatening rook mate. You just got to know your checkmating patterns. When you have the king cut off on the first rank, the checkmating pattern is give him a check on the first rank. That's mate, always mate. So I would play like rook here and then rook down. He hung his queen, so it's not going to be that difficult. And even though it's tempting to do this, I think the quickest checkmate is just to take the queen and mate next move, no matter what. Nice. GG. And he's here. Okay. E4, knight f3. Pretty much the... I'm going to go for the Scotch again. I feel like it's a nice way to get a bunch of pieces out. Also, a really easy way to castle long. Okay, he goes for bishop d6. It's fair. Let's just get developed. Takes. Remember, when my queen moves, I'm setting myself up for castling. He goes bishop here. It's like, yeah, there's this, but knight f3 looks a little bit better. I don't think he should, in general, be giving me bishop for knight, but he's going to do it here. H6. Okay, he might go for this. Kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, but we're good. We got to go for this. This is the aggressive way to play. This is our attacking coming out. castles. Well, certainly bishop d3 is like hard to not play this move. G5, I'll definitely be sacrificing at this point. D6 is a nice, easy move for him to play. Might wonder why I didn't play E5 there, but if I get pinned, he's just going to win the pawn, so I didn't think that was an option. Yeah, so he goes here. I think that makes a lot of sense. Going to get the queen up here. Even though long castle looks kind of insane here with the double pawns, I actually don't think that his pieces can really like make it over there and do anything that dangerous. So I am gonna long castle here. He's gonna go for d5. Let's see here. Well, I think we can take and queen takes, bishop takes f6, so like this. Can't take with the knight, so queen takes. Bishop takes f6 will win his queen, so his only idea will be queen takes a2, and he is threatening mate there. I have to move my queen at that point. It's like crazy not to, so I'll probably move my queen. But then I'm feeling like he's got an issue, because if he takes me, he's gonna get attacked, and this check I run to d2, so I'm gonna be taking, definitely. I mean, opening up my bishop against the king, that's automatic. And yeah, you can't take, oh, okay, he does take with a knight. I mean, I guess I don't have to work very hard here. c4. I can go bishop h7, but as you guys can imagine, it's not particularly special. Let's just offer a trade here, and we'll be threatening checkmate in some lines. e6. It's a good looking move. Let's play c4. I think there's maybe a nice opportunity for just queen takes f4 and end the game with mate. So man, shucks. And still play it anyway, and you know, just let him walk right into it. This is like a great, you know, everybody should learn this move when they attack. Hanging your queen for mate. This is key. You know, you wouldn't be able to do it any other way. So let's go here, because at this point that move's too obvious. So we're gonna go here. Knight there, okay. How are we gonna make this work? At this point, I think I'm probably gonna play c6. But if he takes, then maybe we can here. Okay, and then get the pre-move in so that he doesn't expect it. Like that, this move won't make any sense. So we're really banking on knight takes. I mean, he could play g6 here. So we're really on the edge. I just felt like it was a little obvious if we played it right away, so going for bishop f5. This pre-move makes us look like an idiot, and we get our checkmate. So just letting him walk right into it. Great stuff there. e4. All right, I'll play e5 and see what he wants to do. Bishop there, knight f6. A lot of people play this move. I definitely expect it. I'm gonna play b5. Feels like a nice aggressive way to play. Okay, go h6 here. That's the way to do it. I mean, there's no knight f7 anymore, so he's probably gonna drop to. No, he doesn't. Okay. So if e4, there's queen e2. Still playable. really think we should be playing this. Queen here, bishop f5. He can play knight here, but queen d4 is really strong after that. He goes all the way back, and I think we're building a pretty nice position up here. Gonna develop. Of course, we can castle, but I don't think we want to do that just yet. This is a pretty nice diagonal to be on. Yeah, I don't think there's any like sacrifices that we want to do just yet, but knight g4 itself could be a move. Knight e4. That's a little bit rushed. A little bit rushed. I'll play queen d6. I do think it's kind of an annoying position because it's like tough for him to boot this bishop out of there. Castling wouldn't be a terrible move here. Knight there, you can play this or this. Yeah, so he does go for d3. Like I really don't blame him. Because he wants to get the bishop out. I can understand that. He does lose a pawn here, which obviously I've just taken it. Bishop f4 is a move here. It's not a great one. It does lose a piece, but I'm not sure that's the most obvious. Yeah, so takes, bishop takes, I take with check, and takes, queen takes with check, I can move my queen. So yeah, I mean, I am going to take the material. Queen takes as well. We can just take it back. I think we'll see queen e2 here. It looks like it kind of like wins the queen, but yeah, then we could just jump in the way. So yeah, we'll take. And yeah, at this point, we're kind of just closing out the game. I mean, bishop a6 to long castle is the right energy. This is the best move, but I'm not really going to castle on the same side as him out of principle, so I'd rather move my king. I'd rather move my king. No castling. Can't match his castling. That's just the wrong energy for this attacking speed. Some pressure here. Rooks always belong on open lines. I'm probably going to play h5, h4. Yeah, it's nice to attack, kind of, but it's also to develop my rook. He's going to go here. That's just material we can take. And if he takes as well, he's going to end up in a pin at the end, so we'll even be able to trade pieces there. Okay, I like that move from him. Let's go like this. I think I'm just going to push because this check, we can play knight e8. He doesn't even do it. He does play h3, and I think we all know he's going to go after this pawn and probably get mated here and not realize the square is covered. So I guess king e7, rook e5. Rook e5 is nice because it blocks the bishop from covering h2, so it will seem like he could move there if he gets checked. So that's why I like rook e5. Okay, now we just need to like hang a piece so that we can play rook e1. So knight b5, he's like seemed very keenly aware of rook e1. Impressive. I'll take. And I certainly want to take, but I'm wondering if he's going to go here. I'm playing this to just kind of discourage him pushing pawns forward. Doesn't seem to discourage him at all. He's very aware of my threats, isn't he? You can just tell. Knight h5, and even though we're at the end of the game here and I am up some significant material, we are still attacking. Don't forget that. When you see this structure, bring the pawns in, and we are very much attacking even at the end of this game. Don't make any mistake and think we're not. Oh. Alright, well, move like that. I'm probably just going to take the center. This feels like the Scandinavian, but with a knight there. Alright, I'll go for it. Somehow this guy found a way to play the Scandi. Knight f6 attacks the queen, but d5 wins the queen. There's a difference. Damn. What a move. Queen g3. I mean, can't say that it's successful, but I really like this move. I think I would be a little more bothered by this move if I wasn't playing the I wasn't doing the series that I'm doing. I would be much more bothered by it. I wonder if he's going to take this. Some pain for my opponent. A6 to kick the knight out. Looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think that's good enough. We can also just play a bishop move, but you know, queen f4 is gonna like hit these, hit this. I just feel like a move like this is necessary. Bishop g5, by the way, we always have rook there. It's a high energy move, I can't lie. Respect to him for that one. Knight c7. I'm a little concerned about the rest of his pieces, but I'm playing attacking chess. I feel like he is too. So shout out to Dappa Boy. I did not see knight c7, queen f6. That was nice. But I didn't really have an option. If I played rook here, queen there, would have hit that pawn and this. So it was really no option but to kick the knight out. His king can't castle, so I think I have a nice advantage just because of that. However, his next move is bishop f4, and my bishop is hanging. So we have some work to do here. Thought of something funny, which is like, you know, the rook being trapped in that position. It's definitely funny to think about, but I'm trying to decide how we're actually going to get castled here. At some point, we're going to need to play rook g6, but can't exactly do it yet. Queen here comes to mind to defend. Of course, we can just bring the bishop back. But after this, I would normally exchange the queens. I don't think we want to do that, so I think I'm going to go for this one to protect it. Maybe play bishop here and try to remove this queen. Okay, so we attack the knight. He goes here. Hard to not take because, yeah, we need to move the bishop to castle anyway. Obviously, we cannot castle. Can't castle through check. We know that. So how are we going to make it happen? It's possible we just don't castle. Like even move like rook d8 looks interesting here. I also don't mind bishop e3. I really want to play this, but queen h8, he does win a rook. I don't think that's playable. Maybe, you know, move like this could be played to facilitate that, but then, you know, obviously we're doing we're not planning to castle in that spot. Moving the knight means that the queens get exchanged, so we don't really love that. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna go here. There's no checks, which is nice, but I don't want his queen to be hitting my bishop, so I'm gonna move it. 8 bishops with him, and hopefully work my way towards castling eventually. The rook d8's not bad, but I don't know about rook d8 d4. I'm trying to find a position where I can castle. That's the dream. If not, I will be bringing my rook to the middle. Nothing wrong with many moves there, though. I do think rook d8's a fine option. Queen f5, so he's still preventing me from castling, but I like him removing his queen from that square. That kind of feels nice to me. It almost feels like he's trying to go king b2, queen d2 check, and then have queen c2 at the end. That's the feeling I'm getting when I see that move. He's also attacking this pawn. I was thinking maybe rook g5 could be nice. He doesn't have any checks, so can kind of gain some time. Queen h7 is absolutely the wrong idea for him. I'm gonna get castled there. Once I'm castled, he should be in big trouble. So yeah, now we castle. Happy to give this up. We can just like run our king to safety if we get checked or if need be. Yeah, I think he's grabbing a bit too many pawns here. This shouldn't work out. But now we need to find some kind of mate, or at least a nice attack. Queen e6 is kind of irrelevant because we can just keep running away. So I think it's time to play d4 and obviously open up lines to his king. Okay, we actually have a nice option of how to take back. It might not seem like it, but we do. We do. So let's think. I think we're gonna go for this one. It's too good not to. I was wondering whether we had some immediate mate, but maybe he goes to e1. Yeah, the nice thing about this as well is it stops queen e6, so he doesn't really have any queen checks. His rook is ready to swing. Rook here should be more than enough. He does have bishop h3, but again, the nice thing is my king is totally safe there. That spot. Might throw this in. But I think technically this is a little safer. Rook here, technically the king could like come back that way. Don't need that. It is a discovered check. Maybe he's taking a while to realize that. Because if he does see the check or notice, maybe he's like trying to do a check here or something. I don't know. He only has one square, so his next move is very anticipated. GG to Dappa Boy. Gotta give him some credit because, like, I have to say, the way that he played Queen G4 was like, he literally usually does this. And it's kind of a cool tactic, like, just a cool idea. I didn't really notice it at first. But I think bishop here is kind of comfortable. This was bad because then my bishop was on f2 later. But, like, still, like, this was very smart. Once we castled, I think it was just way too unpleasant here, and then d4 is just the end of the game, no matter what. Way too tough to handle. He went to grab too many pawns there, but he had a really energetic fight at the beginning of this game. Like I thought he played well. All right. d4. Start with the knight. See what he wants to do here. Okay. He's going for bishop f4. I'll play d6 for now and go for a setup where we can keto. a3 is a little bit soft. Bishop d3 would be, of course, nice to see. So this time we're going to, I guess, focus a little bit more on launching some kind of attack from the same side. So even though we're castling here, we'll try to go for f5, maybe e5. He's tucked his bishop away nicely, which I give him a lot of credit for. Ooh, in fact, he might even castle here to really make it opposite sides castling. Now there's something. So even though I might play this move in this position, I don't think I want to give the queen trade, so I'm just gonna go here. Yeah, now it really feels like he's gonna castle, which is great. The way he tucked the bishop away, I'm quite sure that he would do the same there, so I'm really surprised by that. If we're looking at attacking here, I mean, bishop f5, rook c8, these are like automatic moves in terms of launching an attack. I just have to. He can play g4, and I expect him to. I'm happy that he did. Remember, when we're doing this attacking speed run, we're also going to have to defend. Like, if I'm launching an attack on one side and I'm castled on the other, best believe my opponent is going to be doing the exact same thing. So we're also going to, let's say, learn a minimalist approach to defense as well. So I think let's get the queen out. b5, b4 looks good. Rook c3 is another, let's say, attacking type of move that I'm looking at. g5, remember, we gotta play defense as well. h5. We're not just gonna open things up. What's he threatening after this? Maximum would be f3, but he's also allowing us to go e5, and I don't think there's any sacrifices. The rook is not doing anything there at the moment. I do like the move e5 to hit the bishop. Takes. And now what? The knight on h4 is not great, but he does have f3 coming. How should we continue here? d4, maybe takes. f3, bishop f5, he can take it, and I'm definitely not in love with that idea. Happy with e5, but need kind of a good move here. Queen a4, I think, is what I'm leaning towards. It eyeballs the knight over here, which I like. I think I'm gonna go for queen a4. Yeah, so bishop takes c2, hits the knight like that. Don't think there's really any other moves, yeah, that I'd consider here, so let's go for this. And I can take it, but I think it might be better to just start by taking this first. One thing I could see him falling into is some sort of thing like this, and then queen h3 protects c8 for rook c8 winning the queen. So I don't know, for example, okay, it goes rook g3. It'd be kind of smart. But I was gonna say bishop g3 we would take, and then we would have that exact threat. So we can rescue our queen like this. Wondering if we need to. D4 is also a move. I think we'll just jump back. Queen, of course, wants to be attacking where the king is, so I think that makes sense. Let's go e4, just because we know for a fact that we want to open this bishop. So not, if I play d4, yeah, it's maybe decent move, probably great move, but I'm just gonna open my pieces. I think in the long run, opening your pieces towards the area and the board you're attacking will just always be a smart thing to do. I'm gonna go here, queen e4. If he takes, can't exactly run away. Okay, he goes here. Well, you know, black to move. Spot a nice tactic here. It's pinned, so moves like queen takes, rook there are possible. And he resigns right away. He immediately seemed to understand that it couldn't be taken. And we end at 599, so we gotta go one more. We gotta go one more. I don't care if there's 4,000 viewers here or 4 viewers here. We gotta go one more. E4. Knight F3. Queen here. Alright. The second I see queen here, I already know that I want to bring my knight to d5. Just guaranteed. This kind of stuff, it's knight d5. Not a soul takes their queen and puts it back on d8 to guard it. So what's going to happen is one of two things. Knight here, bishop here. Knight here, queen d6. Then d4. Takes, bishop f4, already wins. Or we might see queen b6, immediately blundering the queen. Trying to defend that. Or, most likely, queen c6, at which point bishop b5 will win the queen to a fork. But you see this queen move and it's like immediately knight out. Most of the time they're doing it to play queen f6 and bishop c5. So I'm seeing the move c6 and I'm like, no, this guy's like, he's like the final boss of 600s. There's no shot. He just played c6. Unbelievable. That is the strongest 600 that exists on the website. My move here is going to be unsurprising. Of course. Bring the open lines to me. I'm looking to play attacking moves. Why is it a good move? Because, man, knight d5 was going to hurt him. I can bring my queen out nicely because thanks to his c6 move, he doesn't have a knight c6 to throw at me. Well, yeah, guess what? Guess what? He wants to do that. Yeah, knight b5 is definitely going to be very strong here. There's a lot of threats here. I have a feeling he's going to go this knight there anyway, because he's kind of like, you know, whatever. He goes knight a6, so he's actually playing some defense here. Knight d6 is still going to be a tremendous move. No doubt about it. So I think we'll start with like this. And after the king goes there, I think we're going to play bishop takes a6. I mean, of course, he's not going to sack his queen, so we kind of know what he's going to do. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and queen takes c5. There's a pin here, and queen takes c5 threatens mate. Might not look like it, but that's actually mate. It's It's a weird mate, but it's a mate. And this knight's pinned, so it can't move. Queen takes, we have this, and yeah, pawn there just doesn't stop this mate. I know it's a really unusual checkmate, but it is a mate. Your attacking chess will improve if you follow this series and learn the basics first. I promise you. Subscribe to chessbrah on YouTube if you're not subscribed already, and click that bell to turn on post notifications so you never miss another upload.